If you have kids, you know that sometimes things don't go well. Children get dysregulated, and I'm going to be talking about that in this short video. It's normal that children get frustrated. It happens every day, sometimes all day long. They can't have what they want. They're too little, or we deny them, or it's not safe, or whatever the reason. We can't prevent them from getting frustrated, and nor would we want to, because coping with frustration is how children develop resilience. But we can help them, as the captain of the ship I talked about in my last video, cope and handle it when things aren't going their way so that they don't move into anger and aggression or withdrawal. Polyvagal theory says that there are 3 pathways of the 2 branches of the autonomic nervous system, and these pathways can help us understand the different ways that we can function when we bump up against something that's frustrating. The green pathway is when we are regulated. We feel safe, because this is all about cues of safety and danger. We feel secure. We're socially engaged. We might be curious and happy. Our face is kind of lit up. And this is, of course, true for our children. Now, when a child moves on to the red pathway, their sympathetic nervous system has become activated, and they move into that fight or flight. This is where they get aggressive and angry and loud and, really activated physically. The blue pathway, the dorsal vagal pathway, is when a child is so overloaded, overstimulated that they move into withdrawal or shut down. And we know that that's when a child is sort of pulled back and they're not really engaging and they're kind of muted. Now, when children quickly move onto the red or the blue pathway, it may make us feel like we're always afraid of an explosion. We're always walking on eggshells. It's kind of like they're running the show. And home doesn't really feel like a place for everybody where we're nurtured and we get that rest and love and kind of recharge that we want. It feels kind of like a battle zone instead. We're usually functioning in those cases when the child is living mostly on the red or blue pathway. We're mostly in lawyer mode or dictator mode, which is what I referred to in the first video. A lot of drama, a lot of yelling, a lot of frustration, threatening, pulling away, all that kind of stuff. Thankfully, there is a solution, and that is to help our children learn how to walk from frustration to adaptation, to cope when they can't have what they want, and to build resilience and flexibility and adaptability. And this requires us to be that captain of the ship, so that we can help our kids feel their sadness rather than moving into that argumentative, negotiating lawyer mode or the overpowering, controlling, angry, threatening dictator when they get frustrated, because that doesn't really help anybody, but it happens. Here's a little tip. The next time your child seems to be getting frustrated, come alongside them. I use my hands to describe that rather than coming at them, which activates that pushback and resistance. Instead of saying, well, you're very angry, acknowledge it looks like you had your heart set on having more cookies. Oh, sweetie. Offer your co-regulation to help your children learn self-regulation. Now, obviously, there's a lot more to this. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to be talking about why children are wired to resist being bossed around outside of attachment, and how we can use that understanding to create more cooperation and friendliness in our family.